All right, let's get
Yeah.
started.
Can I start sharing?
Yes,
So can you see my screen?
yes, perfect. Go for it.
So today we are going to talk about encryption, authentication, authorization, which are three words which people use and they actually don't know what they actually mean also. So the first one is we treat all of them as same and we build it without understanding what they actually do. And each one of the words has their own responsibility where we kind of skip them or don't understand them and we set us up for failure. So So every request quietly asks about three questions. One is what is this data and who is asking this data and who may touch this data. So these three questions, when asked correctly and answered correctly, can actually save ourselves from a lot of security breaches, and our security will be very tightened. So so first question we're gonna ask ourselves is like regarding encryption. The question goes like, what is this data? So, example say when we send the data over a network, so anyone can tap in and listen to what you're actually sending. But how do we make sure that no one's reading it? Is by actually encrypting it from this side to the that side. So whatever that is exposed will be sealed by the time we are done with this encryption. So, for example, say we have this AES 256 algorithm, which is a symmetric encryption. So this has 200 and 256 possibilities, and this would take more than a century to actually crack this. So we have two kinds of encryption, which I just shared. One is symmetric and the other is asymmetric. So symmetric comes with where you and I agree on a shared secret and we kind of encrypt with that secret. So once the secret is leaked, anyone can decrypt the data. So other is public and private key, where I'll not share my private key, but I'll sign the data with my private key and I'll share the public key and you do the same. And we both can exchange the data. So every HTTPS page, whenever we request, uses both asymmetric and symmetric encryption. So asymmetric is a bit slow, so that is used to just agree on something. You know, we and you and I will share this, and from there on, we'll actually use symmetric keys for the encryption, which is actually fast. And now we are done with uh, that encryption part. Now, who is asking this data? So I can ask and you can ask and anyone can ask, but that doesn't mean just because they're asking they need to give they need to get all the data. So authentication actually proves who actually you are to the server. So does this even belong to you? You can request for the orders, but you can't request for someone else's orders. So I can only request for mine. How do I verify that it is me? So unproven will be becoming as unverified by the time we are done with this authentication. So anyone can type my username, but that doesn't mean anyone can act like me. So how do we solve this? So what counts as a proof? Something I type a username and I give it a password or a PIN. That is something in my head, and I can prove myself because I set that a password while I actually created this account. Or something I have. For example, say we have authenticator apps and security keys. So something in the phone we can use this as a password. So something you are actually, for example, say a fingerprint or a face detection. So these all can be used to authenticate yourself. So mostly the strongest one is password plus a security question are same thing, which is something you know. So combine it with password plus an OTP that you get would be a very stronger way to authenticate yourself. So one is now just because I authenticated myself, saying I'm a valid user of this server, of this application, doesn't mean I get all the things that I can perform. Examples, I might be able to retrieve my profile, but not delete someone else's profile. So who can do that? Only an admin can do that. So how do we decide like who can do what? That is like authorization. You get an access to a building, but you are not accessed. You can't access ninth floor. So you're authenticated but not authorized. So everything you can't access everything. Now everything will be scoped. So logged in is not the same as allowed, which is entering the building is not same as you can access every floor. So one login, all three. These three combined when go hand in hand can actually make you very secure. So one is TLS for encrypts the connection, encryption and password plus multi-factor authentication to server knows who you are, and your roles decide what loads. So authorization, any of them. Uh, so one request, three gates in order. So that is encryption, what authentication, who, and authorization, who are allowed to do. Yeah, that's all.
All right, all right. Good thing is we are like within time, like almost five. Um, Let me stop the timer. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me more about why did you pick this topic?
This one, I'm actually learning currently, like the deeper understandings of public and private keys,
Hmm.
like what kinds of private keys and public keys we have. I don't know, something like that. So I thought, and also about learning about certificates because I thought of learning into Kubernetes also. Kubernetes has its own
Hmm.
certificate, CAs, right? Certificate
So
authorities.
in this journey, tell me something that surprised you. Tell me something that was confusing, interesting.
Yeah. So up until, last few days, I thought asymmetric encryption, right? That's only used to verify that you are the person, but not actually also decrypt the data. So I thought only private key can actually decrypt the data, but private key when signs the data using the public key, we can decrypt it. But the vice versa is also true, where if you sign the information with the public key and send the private key, you can also decode that. So, but the vice versa is very slow because of some exponential factors. The math actually behind it, because it's raised to some 6,000-ish exponent, which is low. So that's why it can actually decode it faster. So that's why we use public as public and private as private. Even though we switch the roles and call the public as private, I can call myself. And if I keep signing the data with my public key and send the private key over the net, people can still decode it, but it's going to be slow. So that's why it's slow. And
Have
I
you
learned
done
about it.
it on
Yeah.
your machine to see what is the difference in the execution time?
No, I haven't seen because the math is clear. So the exponents that were raised
So when you say
are
math is
significant.
clear, so mathematically you are saying ki there is, let's say, uh, x orders of magnitude ka difference between the two
Yeah.
approaches. But what does that translate into CPU cycles, and what does that translate into like real user time?
Mm,
Because the processors are also getting faster, right? So there will be,
mm,
so think about this way. Okay, let me stop sharing for a while. Um,
yeah.
let's say, okay, how do I hide it? Okay, perfect. So let's say um, one approach is taking like microseconds, and the
Hmm.
other approach is taking 1,000 times, but it's still
Mm,
micro. Say we're going to milliseconds,
yeah.
right? Let's say even milliseconds, if we go to seconds. So
Mm,
microsecond versus millisecond, still there's like a 10 to the power 6 ka difference.
yeah.
But for a perceived action, like if we
Mm,
want to do, it's not slow for
mm,
us, right?
yeah. With the given power we have.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So, like if you sort of maybe run those numbers yourself, you'll actually get to
Mm,
see what is the difference. Uh,
okay. Yeah.
Abhi, what is happening in what you're sharing, like it feels like a documentation of
Mm,
like these terms. Um, so if you add like something more than it, uh, some uh, some numbers that you found, या फिर
mm,
like there needs to be something that I listened to this talk. Now I'm thinking about something differently. Like
mm,
currently, I feel that that punch is missing, wherein
mm,
we're talking about the definitions of all three, but
mm,
like what is something, okay, like let's say I want you to answer this. Someone who
mm.
listens to this talk, what is something that they go with? What is their takeaway as of now?
So see, this happens. All the things happen behind the scenes. Like every product, all of them has this. So just understanding that they exist and what roles they play at what level.
So what?
So what? Uh, so messing up with either of them, I mean, any of them, would result in a
Why would
open
someone mess
security.
up with them?
I mean, especially why would someone mess up? Because authorization is something people always mess up. Encryption part is already taken care. Uh, and authentication is a must, but authorization is a part where people go wrong,
Right.
giving wrong roles and wrong permissions to
Huh.
people with bad intent. Yeah.
So now we are building towards something concrete. So
Hmm.
see, we have to think about from an actionable perspective, someone who's writing code, someone who's building a system, what
Hmm.
change or what do you want them to think about listening after listening to you for 5 minutes? So
Hmm.
theory is one thing, but
Hmm.
actionable insight is something else, right? So what you're yourself saying is TLS, though it is taken care of,
Taken care of. Yeah.
authentication you have to do anyway, right?
Yeah, by default. Yeah, we should.
Huh. So then
Hmm.
can you like make a version 2 of this and like focus on authorization itself, wherein
Hmm.
you
Where
talk
people
about,
mostly go wrong.
huh,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Like here is where I have gone wrong, here is where I see people going wrong, and
Hmm.
this is what you need to keep in mind for a more
Hmm.
robust, more secure system, right?
Yeah.
That becomes like a case study or like a actionable thing. Like
Hmm.
like do you see the difference between the two versions?
Yeah, yeah.
Because the thing with
Five
theory is
minutes. Yeah.
the theory, no, it's not about 5 minutes.
No, no, 5 minutes down the line, they have something actionable
Correct,
part. That's
correct,
what
correct,
yeah.
correct. Because you're competing with Netflix time, right? Or
Hmm.
you're competing with, hey, I could have watched Reels, right?
Hmm.
So Reel maybe you get something
Yeah.
informative, but then there's no
Yeah.
actionable. Like that's the difference between short form content and like a brain rot content or this, right? We are saying ki bhai,
Yes, yes, yes.
you could be reading about 100 topics, right?
Hmm.
But if it is not helping you
Do
change,
something.
do
Yeah.
something, then like knowing about it is as good as not knowing about it at all,
Not knowing about it. Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because now information is at our fingertips. Like even if
Is
someone,
abundant. Yeah.
matlab, even if someone does not know a lot about any of these terms, you can say, hey, you go to any LLM, you say, hey, ELI 5 me this topic, right?
Hmm.
And with time, they will like the LM will understand what you already know, and it will give you some examples using which you now know कि okay अभी ऐसे करना है, ऐसे होता है.
Hmm.
This is a new concept. So yeah, like I would sort of want you to think about, start with the takeaways you want the audience to go with after your talk. Then you
Hmm.
sort of put the slides, keeping in mind like this is what
Hmm.
leads to that takeaway. I think then it will be like a
Okay.
more punchy talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
From a
Sure.
from a slides perspective, just share your screen again. I'll share some feedback on the slides as well. Uh, go go back, go back, go back, go back. All right, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Um, okay, go ahead. So one thing that is sort of coming out is like, and I know it is true. Like this is AI written, right?
Hmm.
So what I want you to do is like write all of the things by your own hand,
Hmm.
so that
Hmm.
all the AI tells go away. What happens when people perceive that it is AI written is they see carried less have effort has been gone. Like if the speaker himself or herself has not put in enough effort, why should I
Hmm.
as a listener listen to this person?
Yeah.
So um and right now there's a lot of text. Like you can just have like a title or like a few words on the screen. It is not a blog
Hmm.
post, right? So you're going to be talking about a bunch of things.
Hmm.
So you can just say, like, if you're talking about symmetric versus asymmetric, you don't need to like write full paragraphs. You can just write
Hmm.
a couple of words, that is the difference. If you want to talk about this topic at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Go next. Um, all right, all right. I like um this statistic wherein you say ki
Hmm.
there's a something published by Microsoft in 2024
mm,
which is some number of account takeovers are stored by multi-factor authentication on its own, which is amazing because
mm,
now let's say you have heard about this for the first time, right? Before this,
mm,
you're not doing MFA. Once you are hit with this number, you're like, oh, let me go
yeah.
and enable MFA on all my accounts,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes,
So
yeah.
I'll just share a framework in the chat. Um, so three things make your talk stand out. One is personal,
Mm,
observational, and playfulness. So personal is anything that you're sharing your own story, your own mistakes, your own examples. Just for example, you're talking about in authorization, you have some things that you can share on your own, right? That
yeah.
here is some example where it could have been like, if you implement it different ways, there will be different outcomes. So there's some
Mm,
personal example stories to share. Why that
oh, yeah.
why that
Mm,
makes it stand out is because then it makes the talks like it becomes a Pavan's talk. Nobody else can give
mm,
that talk because it's personal to you,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I get
The
it. Mm,
next way to stand out is observational, which you have done in the previous slide, which is if you
mm,
pull up any statistic, any number, it
mm,
first thing is like go back to the slide. First thing is it becomes concrete. One is you saying MFA is good. One is you say 99.2% account takeover attacks are stopped by MFA. Like these two are wildly different statements,
mm,
right? So if you start with this, uh, if you put any numbers, any observational data,
mm,
number one, it lands better. Number two,
yeah.
it shows effort. Like it's not like just putting up some
We
documentation.
just threw some, yeah, some
Huh.
words there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like it
understood.
is. Yeah, so if you like have even two, three such numbers in your talk,
Mm,
people will remember this. People will not remember anything else. People will just remember, "Arey, MFA, so actually it is important." Right?
yeah.
Then that becomes a takeaway. And the third is like personally, I'm not very great with that. Third is playfulness, which is you add some fun, you add some memes, you add some humor to your
Yeah.
slides. Like
Mm,
if there's nothing personal or observational, then you sort of at least try to make like have some fun in the slide. Like current slides are sort of like dry in that sense. There are no memes.
mm,
So I'm saying if nothing else, target to add some playfulness. But I think in your case, you can add personal and observational things, which will make it really stand out.
yeah, okay. Got it.
Okay. So what I want to do is by the
Mm,
end of the month, let's do a V2. All right. Uh, just after the call, post the
mm,
current version of the slides in the group so that when you do a V2, you'll see a difference. All right.
mm,
And whenever you are done, if you feel you want to have a buffer, like I feel you can do in V2 itself, like
mm,
knowing you, I know that you will be able to do it. If you feel ki nahi, you want to have some buffer of 1 day or something, then maybe instead of end of the month, you target a V2 1 day before, so that
mm,
if there's any feedback, we
yeah,
are done with the final version by the end of the month. Once the slides are done by the end of the month, then remaining time you can just chill out. There's no last minute rush. And if you want
exactly.
to
Yeah.
do a couple of rehearsals on your own, you can do that as well.
Yeah. And by the way, this is a HTML code. So this is not a
Nice.
PDF, something I can share. So
Uh,
I'll host it on a GitHub uh,
can
pages
you
and share the
find
link.
a HTML to PDF exporter?
Yeah. So the reason I went this approach is because it's easier to share. Link is easier to share than PDF, right? So yeah,
Interesting.
it's fine.
Interesting. Uh, I'm sure you
So
can find like of course
yeah, I can.
if you host it like nothing like it.
Hmm.
At the same time, even when you're hosting also, maybe you can add a button of export
Yeah,
to PDF. ठीक है. Um, I think you will find some renderer, some library which just takes the canvas ka screenshot, turns it into.
yes, yes. No, the thing I'm using, Reveal.js, it already has PDF export.
Acha, perfect, awesome. Sounds like
Yeah,
a plan.
so not an issue. So this one.
Got it. Got it. So let's search for export. PDF export.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, it has an export,
Okay.
not an issue.
Just add a query parameter. Okay. Let's do that right now. Let's just add a query parameter. I like how easy this looks.
But the point is, this is not deployed anywhere. I'm just previewing it on some online here.
Um, what happens if you
Maybe
add this parameter?
where here it won't be passed down to this one, right? This is an iframe of its own.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, see, this is an iframe of its own. So we have to pass it down to this one.
Interesting. So you have what you have opened in the new tab. There's no URL there.
No, this is just preview, full page preview.
Interesting. Uh,
Yeah,
cool. Cool. I think you can just put this
yeah,
HTML file on your machine, run a server, host it, or put
yeah.
it on online. Whatever works.
No,
Like put the
GitHub pages, right? Free, free. We got
sounds
free.
good. Sounds good. Sounds.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Cool
So
then.
I'll do it. Yeah.
All right, sounds like a plan. And
Hmm.
you can also take a look at other people's examples. They have also shared the
Hmm.
slides there, so you can also take reference from there. I'll also be sharing um, these feedback recordings of other folks as well. So you can, if you have time, you can go through them as well.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, sure, sure. Okay.
but
Yeah.
yeah, in general, like summary of the feedback is this only, that
Hmm.
if you sort of like in the age of a short attention span, you need to catch attention and you need to retain,
Hmm.
or you need to have the audience go away with something concrete.
Hmm.
तो
Hmm.
उसके लिए we need to be clear about what are our intended takeaways. If we
Yeah.
think कि भाई these are the three lines that you want the audience to go away with, उन
Hmm.
तीन में से भी they will pick one only, like they will not go
Yeah.
all three. So, but we need
Exactly.
to be clear that hey, these are the three lines. So, for example,
Hmm.
one line could be that MFA protects 99% of the attacks. What are the
Hmm.
other two we need to figure out? And
Hmm.
once we have that, we sort of work them in the slides. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll focus on this MFA part and because that's an actionable. Not many people do it. Everyone
Yeah.
does authentication, but
Yeah.
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 So
If you
MFA
can
and I'll.
if you can add some screenshots, I'm sure you'll find a lot of people posting on Twitter, LinkedIn
Hmm.
about hey, my account was hacked because I did not have
Hmm.
MFA. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can
Something.
find
Yeah.
some known people, like nothing like
Hmm.
it. Like if you can
Hmm.
find
Hmm.
anyone with a decent following,
Hmm.
you can find those screenshots, then it
Yeah.
becomes real, right? कि अरे, if they
Exactly.
can get like if having enough decent tech knowledge, if they can get hacked, we also definitely can
We
get.
also, yeah, definitely, yeah.
And it happened to me also, like someone in
Hmm.
in our community, I think Discord or
Hmm.
something, someone got hacked
Hmm.
and they spammed some messages to all channels, etc. And
Hmm.
on that day, I myself went ahead and enabled MFA on all
In the
accounts
yeah,
in Discord.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
So you post a meme, I'll take a screenshot of it then.
I post what?
You post a meme, I'll take a screenshot of it, add it into my slides.
Meme.
Yeah, I mean, about this, a post or something.
Acha. No, I think it was long back. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
remember
I'm just
whether I
kidding.
posted it or yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you can find a lot of
Yes.
these things. Check it.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, nothing. Even I thought the topic is very broad, not going into depths or anything. But I just wanted to run it through you first and get
Yeah.
some feedback and then work on it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the
So,
topic is good. It's just that
yeah, but
we need to sort of pick one thing and run with it. Like it is not possible to touch on like 10 things or even 3 4 5 things in 5 minutes. Even in
five
15 minutes
minutes.
is very hard, so it's better to
Yeah.
pick something and uh, go in depth. Like if you want to talk about how
Yes.
MFA works, um,
Hmm.
that also you can, like it uses those time based OTPs, right? uh,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
let's say you can talk about, and just giving out raw thoughts, what is the number one why do people don't enable MFA? What is their concern? Some
Extra step, extra hurdle.
extra step, right?
Sometimes, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
maybe someone thinks that what if I don't um what if wherever I'm storing that thing, time-based OTP, what if that
Hmm.
app gets um,
Compromised.
compromised, right?
Hmm.
So is like where should I be storing those time-based OTPs, right?
Hmm.
That could be the question. So there are like five options of that as well. Um,
Hmm.
Another interesting thing to note in time-based OTPs is they don't need internet access,
Yeah, they don't need. It's
right?
one time you add and it's all
Yeah,
the same. You
yeah.
just don't
It,
need.
it, it
Yeah.
is very deterministic. Like
Hmm.
you can generate like what the OTP is going to be 30 minutes from now. Like you can generate
Yeah.
that itself. So
It's
so
deterministic. Yes.
it is
Hmm.
deterministic, right? So you can sort of start with 10 things that you can talk about, and उसमें से
Hmm.
to rank them that these will be
Hmm. Hmm.
very punchy. To
Hmm.
test it out, what you can also do is um, your friends, your peers, you can also like throw these things at them and see how they
Hmm.
respond,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And if you talk to them, ki, hey, have you enabled MFA?
Hmm.
What queries do they have? Like you can sort of talk about that as well. And
Yeah.
let's do a V2 by month end. Yeah.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
Cool. Cool
Cool.
then.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, man. Sure.
All
Have a
right.
good day.
Yeah. You too. Bye bye.
Bye.